Hello everybody, sorry it's been a little while since I last posted a video. I haven't been wheeling and dealing so much with the records last couple of months for X, Y and Z reasons, which are slightly too boring to go into. But I'm back and I'm going to show you 3 records. They're all by the Beatles. So I'm guessing some of you will go, yes, that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm hoping most of you will go that way, and some of you will probably go, more Beatles records. He's shown us all the Beatles records. Can't be bothered. In which case, sorry about that. Not much I can do about it. So let me just set my camera up and let's take a look. Okay, so I picked this lot up for 55 quid including postage a few days back, which the mathematically minded amongst you will realise that that's less than 20 quid a pop. So if it's as good as I hope, then I've got a bit of a bargain. They're nice and neatly packaged, which is always a good start. So let's take a look. Alright, so this is the way they've come out, so this is the way that we'll look at them. It's just got one of these nasty sleeves on it. Okay, so here we have a copy of Sgt. Pepper's. Struggling to focus there, but it's a nice spine and it's got a really decent cover, so that's a good start. There we go. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that it's not a flip back, so that means that it isn't a 60s copy. It's got its insert. You'll also notice with these 70s copies that the green is slightly lighter on these inserts, which means that you can't necessarily always Frankenstein them convincingly, at least. So it's got possibly its original inner sleeve. The number on that is 1279, so this is from the late 1970s if it's the original inner sleeve. It's a 2 EMI box black and silver label copy. Not terribly rare, but seemingly in very nice condition with good clean labels, and well, as far as the play-in surfaces are concerned, it doesn't really look like it's seen a whole lot of action. So if you were to pick that up in a second-hand record shop, you would easily be paying 25 quid plus for that all day, every day. Let's go on to record number 2. It's Help, a UK mono copy. Sleeves looking nice and clean. Good spine. Back panel is quite nice and clean. They're often very, very, very discoloured, but this one looks pretty decent. It's a Garrett and Lofthouse tri-flip back job. Oh, look. This often bodes well. It's got its original inner sleeve. Let's take a look. So we've got XEX 549-2 on side A. And although the light's not brilliant, so I don't like to say this terribly hastily, that looks like a quite nice copy. Certainly no deep scratches, and it doesn't really seem to have seen all that much action at all. It's a nice copy, isn't it? And again, we've got a nice clean label on side B. XEX 550-2 on side B. Again, good playing surfaces without seemingly a whole lot of wear. There's a very faint mark just there. I don't know if, yeah, the camera's just about picking it up. It doesn't look deep enough to cause any particular problems with playback. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. And like I say, always great to have the original Emitex inner. In fact, look at this. There's 2 for the price of 1. So if there's not an original inner sleeve on the next one, well, that doesn't matter, because I've already got one. Okay, so far so good. Once again, if you were to pick that up in a second-hand record shop, I would imagine they'd be asking probably north of £30 for that, I would say. Bringing us on to, lastly, rubber sole. The sleeves looking good at the moment. Quite decent corners, quite nice and clean, I would say. There's a nice spine. And in fact, the back of the sleeve looks good as well. If you look at the flip back here, it's got this text 12LL. I've never really been sure what that pertains to, but you only see it on the really early sleeves. So if you know, then please drop a comment in the comments box. Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got one of these nasty music for pleasure inner sleeves, but that doesn't matter because, as I previously mentioned, I've got a spare one right there. Okay, so this one, to be honest with you, shows a little bit more in terms of action. It's got a bit of a mark there. I have been assured that they all play nicely. There's a bit of scratching on the old label there. But side A looks basically fine. I did, unfortunately, however, catch a glimpse of side B, and it's not as nice. There's like seemingly a claw mark across there. The camera isn't struggling to pick that up because it is really quite prominent. That is quite unfortunate. I mean, maybe it will affect playback, but if it doesn't, that does still, unfortunately, devalue it somewhat. And there's another scratch there. So that's disappointing. However, I will say that XEX 579-1 on side A and 580-1 on side B, meaning that it is a really sought after first press, loud cut. So hopefully after a clean, that's never going to be a final upgrade copy, but it should be a good enough copy. So even with all that said, I think you'd probably be paying north of 30 quid for that in a second-hand record shop. So if only that third one was as good as the first two, that would have been an absolute steal. But even as it is, I think it's 55 quid well spent, so I'm basically happy with it. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up. I've got another one in the post, and so I'll endeavour to show that to you. I'm also chasing a couple on Facebook that I'm quite keen for, but the guy's sort of blowing hot and cold, so I don't know if I'm going to get them or not, but it looks like a little bit of a steal, so fingers crossed. But for now, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Good to be back, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, everyone. Good night.